Got the chocolate or the cherry Coke and Sprite celebration, I think. Well, they were pretty nice to us. They were nice to us.
Adam, what was your emotions like all night? You guys got a standing ovation just walking in from the bullpen. What were the emotions like?
Yeah, it was a lot to manage, honestly, early on, especially, just the crowd was so awesome and, making me just get constant chills and tearing up and, just trying to manage my adrenaline because it wanted to just go through the roof and changing jerseys every inning, for whatever, for the hologram on there and, all that kind of stuff. So it was just a lot, but we needed that game. We won the game, so that was important. I left a small village out there, a big village out there on the base pass today.
Did you take some moments to make sure to kind of drink it in to kind of go make it this far?
Yeah, I did. I mean, usually when I get to the dugout after warming up, I'm very laser focused on my approach to the first batter and just trying to get into the right mental space there. But they were playing that cool video on the board, and I thought, they're probably not going to play any more cool videos while I'm pitching that I can really take in, and so might as well enjoy it for a minute or two. I make sure I did that.
When you took the field, you looked both ways. What was the thing you did when you took the field? Waiting for everybody to lie you, and then kind of stop and look both ways.
Well, you've never paid attention, Derek. I do that every game.
I know you do. I'm asking about what is it that you're doing?
I want them to lead me out there, just my idea when I take the ball is I'm going to be the last one on there and the last one to leave, so yeah.
Is there a specific play or moment even that really stands out to you tonight, the one that you will always think back and this is what's going to pop into your mind?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you one moment that was really special was when Yelich took the first pitch. I mean, I thought that was just a really classy move, and you could tell he was just going to kind of give that to us, and thought it did cross my mind that, he's a great hitter, got a lot of power. He hits the first ball into the stands. It's like, do I want that ball back? I don't know. It's a pretty cool ball, but it's also not very cool. So I appreciated him doing that. That was the moment of the game that I'll think of. But I think more than anything, more than that, I'll remember walking in from the bullpen with Yadier and just the crowd going crazy.
It seemed like this game had every textbook thing that you would need. This team would need in a win, but it also had something very symbolic to you and Yadier in the strike him out, throw him out, double play, curveball. I mean, when you think back to how many times that play has been done, does it ever stop being cool to you?
I mean, it would have been cooler if it was on 1-2 to me, but no. I mean, he's just he's been amazing. I mean, he's just been amazing. It's really the only way to say it is watching him progress as a player, not just a defensive player, but an offensive threat through his career, and continue to be the lockdown defender that he has always been. He's 40 years old, caught 18 years in the big leagues. It's just a lot of innings. On your knees, I can't catch more than 30 seconds, on a flat ground session, and I'm already ready to stand up. And this guy's caught 18 years and just always taking the ball, just rises to the occasion. Big hit tonight, got us on the board there after Nolan's big homer, and I just think he's just been such a professional and such a great teammate and competitor, and he's made me better. That's really, I mean, he's made me a better pitcher.
And some of your memorable games are ones where there's a lot of traffic and you really have to work around a lot of things, and that's kind of what tonight was. It was kind of fitting that it was one of those, not that you wanted it that way.
Nope.
But you two had to work through a lot of traffic together.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah. He's had to work through a lot of stuff with me out there on the mound. But we did. We had a lot of base runners. I mean, I think early on, a couple of soft hits that you can't really, a swing and bunt and a doinker over the infield. A couple of bad 0-2 pitches from me where they got soft hits. And, just in those situations, I really felt like if I just kept pitching, our team was going to give us a chance to win. If I just didn't give in to those big situations and found a way to keep that one inning to no more than one, that was my idea. Just get the hitter out right here, that guy scores, whatever, I'm getting him out. That was a Chris Carpenter lesson, you know, just don't let the inning compound and stack up on you. Just get the guy out at the plate. And we got that one inning. It could have been a big one. They scored 1 run. And, you know, it's very rare that 1 run beats you. So I felt like if I kept it right there, we're going to win that game. So, yeah, big strikeout to Renfroe in the first inning. I mean, it was one of the turning points right there. I think they could have really, because he's been tough on me. He's a good hitter. You know, he's got a lot of power. He can do a lot of different things. He hits breaking balls in the zone really well. So there was a lot of different things that could have happened, but I think we were supposed to win that game today.
All the things that go into this game to make this game happen the way it did. It comes out with Yadier with a game-winning RBI, and Albert gets into a club with Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron. It's pretty good to watch the things that happen in this game.
He's been in that club. Seems like every day he passes them or comes up next to them or ties one of those legendary hitters that just seems like, you know, they're not even real. They're so iconic, and he's in that class. I mean, he's just it's been fun to watch him this year. Just coming down the stretch here, carrying us a couple of times like he used to. You know, it's just like people are like, "Can you believe that?" I said, "Man, I saw that for 7 years or however many years was when he was here. I saw it every time. Every time we needed him, is when he showed up. You know, so he was just he's been a great teammate and a great player. So
Tonight, to a large extent, is about the two of you, but to have him here as part of it, how important?
oh yeah, I mean that's he's family. He needed to come back here. He needed to be a Cardinal again. I think everybody needed to see that, and he needed to see it. And who knows? He might play 3 more years. I don't know. But, yeah, we love – I mean, more excited than he was, we were when we signed him. You know, Yadier and I were.
Adam, this is, you talked about the bullpen session that you wanted to have before this starts. Did you feel strides in that regard?
Yeah, and better today. Still not great, but better. Much more quality stuff. Not where I want it yet, but trending in the right direction. I think I'm probably, I mean, you know, if I was going to look back now, probably at the end of a little dead arm phase. Something I would never admit in the time, but probably looking back on it, probably what I was going through. So glad to be coming out of the backside of it.
How do you feel about that at this time of year? Do you feel like the time is still there, the calendar is still
Oh, yeah.
to be right?
Yeah, you just got to keep pitching. You come out of those, you know. And much rather have it. I don't like having it in September, but much rather have it out of the way going into October with feeling fresh again.
You know, when Oliver said, you know, it's one thing to have a major league record, but to have one that people say will never be touched again, how unique the situation is, how cool does that make it?
Yeah, you know, it is probably cooler for me than Yachty. He's got so many cool things, you know. He's just got lots of cool things, you know. This is probably the, you know, next to the Roberto Clemente Award, probably the coolest thing for me in my career, honestly. I mean, and having a record that, you know, somebody said the closest one to you is Hendricks and Contreras, and they're 200 and something behind. I was like, yeah, we're good. We're safe, I think. I think we're safe. I don't think anyone will ever break that record, so that's pretty neat.
Adam, so much has been made about you and Yanni, obviously, but there's also been plenty of players around you. You don't need to give all the secrets if you don't want to, but can you take us into the locker room with the rest of the team and how you guys celebrated after this game?
Well, you see me, right? I mean, do I look wet or do I just look darker? I'm wet. I'm soaked. So they put me in the basket. We had a nice toast in there, team toast, and Ollie spoke, did a great job, and then Mr. DeWitt and Mo got up and spoke, did a great job, and just, you know, we're Cardinals, and these guys have. We would not be here if they hadn't made it available and signed us to lots of different contracts, put up with a lot of our stuff, grinded through that, and kept us around. You know, a lot of owners might have sent us packing, but those guys wanted us here, and we appreciate that. So they got up and spoke and did a great job and made us feel loved, and then our team just embraced us, and everybody giving hugs, and then they put us in the basket, took us to the shower, covered us in cherry Coke and apple juice and all kinds of nasty stuff that you don't want on top of your head. But it's a pretty sweet taste.
Adam, in spring training, you were adamant that this was about trying to win a championship, not just about celebrating
Yep.
great careers. Is balancing what you guys are doing on the field with also the celebrations and the records, is this exactly how you would have?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the season, all three of us have contributed to the wins, and that's, we don't want to just be, mascots. We want to be out there contributing and helping us win a game. And there's not been a more important person on this team down the stretch than Albert, and Yadi's the constant force that keeps everybody in check and calm and cool in those big situations. And I've been able to win some games, so it's been a big thing for us this year. And each time we have a moment to celebrate like that, we always bring it back in the end. This is a stepping stone. This is great. Thanks for celebrating, but we have a greater mission in mind.
Along those lines, there's only one team with more home wins in the National League than you guys. And after tonight, you guys are 4 behind the Mets and Braves on the loss side. How much of a carrot is getting a bye for you guys?
Yeah, man, yeah. It's right there, right? Might as well reach for it. That's what we're trying. I mean, that's something we decided a week ago or so. It's started looking at that Mets Braves team, and I don't want to give too much away because I don't want them knowing we're trying to catch them, but they probably know that. That was something we decided as a team that, the worst thing that can happen is we get complacent and get comfortable with this big lead we have. There's an opportunity ahead of us to reach that carrot that you said, that whoever's ahead of us get that number 2 seed. That's a real thing. That could happen. I mean, I've seen this team come back from 10.5 in September. So, 4 doesn't sound like a whole lot to me. But it's there, and it's something that we're not getting tight. We're not trying to do too much. We're just going out and playing with that as motivation, and we'll see what happens. All we can do is win our games.
Adam, I agreed with you when he said that you didn't think this record would ever be broken. He also said he doesn't like to speak in absolutes.
Which guy?
Mozela. And I think it's fair to say that in an era where there's trade deadlines, there's contract negotiations, people leave all the time. That's one aspect why I probably
Yeah.
won't be broken. Why was it so important for you to stick around in St. Louis and be a part of this thing?
I love toasted ravioli, man. No. I mean, when you play somewhere for a long time, I remember when John Smoltz came to play for us in 2009. As much as I loved having him a teammate because he was one of my idols growing up, as much as I loved having him here, I also felt like he looked really weird in our uniform. We got the best uniform going, but he looked weird in it. He needed to wear that A on his jersey. And for me, I would feel weird going somewhere else. I'd look at myself in the mirror and just ask myself, what am I doing? Like, I belong here. This is where I belong, and this is where I should have been, and this is where Yadier should have been and has been, and this is just home for us. So glad to be able to do it here. And what's cool is our young guys see that too. Lars Nootbaar walked up to me the other day and said, how cool is it that you got to do this with Yadi here in this city? And he's right. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Would you have wanted to wait to make this start at Busch if the schedule hadn't fallen?
I feel like they would have found a way to schedule it. So I don't think they would have let it happen on the road. Does that make sense? I mean, there was a guiding force in having it here. That was probably on their minds.
After getting to go through what you've gone through in the celebration tonight, could you even fathom it going a different way? Like not winning this game, you just feel like it was destiny and had to go down this way?
No, and I mean, I think I was in the first inning. I had first and third, one out, very tough hitter up, and I thought, I'm getting out of this because we're supposed to win today. And usually I feel like I'm going to get out of them anyways, but I really felt like I'm getting out of this because we're supposed to win today, and we did.